we're about to measure the flow rate of the water that's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some of them, like, they have, like, really low arcs, and you can't even, like, get to it.
Right.
Like, you just have to, like, stuff your face in there, and it just looks terrible. Alright, go. Oh my God.
We are doing some field work with Occidental students who are helping us to check different water fountains in the area, specifically in parks that have feeding programs, like summer feeding programs and other activities for students or for young people and families.
We visited about 20 parks, and the parks themselves are actually, some of them are really nice, like a lot of green spaces, a lot of places to work out, like gym equipment type stuff, but the water fountains were all pretty bad, and a lot of them were rusty, had dirt in them, sand in them. A lot of them are next to trash cans, which doesn't, necessarily promote drinking water. We focused a lot on appearance, and we took the flow rate of the water fountains and the temperature of the water, because nobody wants to drink warm, icky water.
We want to improve the accessibility of water in public spaces, especially parks, because that's where a lot of the kids, young people tend to hang around at. And it's also a place where there's a lot of activity going on. People are playing, they get sweaty, so naturally they're going to get thirsty, and it would be ideal if the #1 choice of beverage would be water.
And you guys come here a lot?
About once a month, average.
And you
Maybe
guys,
often.
and you never use the water fountains?
Only in extreme emergencies.
Yeah.
Not emergencies, just if we forget water, but we always bring water. We always bring water.
And do you think you would come to the park more often if there were better water fountains?
It would be nice to know that they were really clean instead of not knowing.
As far as the things we were able to measure for, the ones we could measure with confidence were cadmium and copper. Cadmium seemed to be insignificant, so that was good. Copper appeared to approach levels that might cause some concern, but still under recommended levels.
They're pretty gross.
Yeah.
The water fountains around here?
I imagine they would be.
Yeah.
Anything public, and handrails can be gross. But when you put in it when it's water, because it's public and because there's no way of knowing, don't use it.
And that's what's interesting about this project, because I ran up against the same bias in how public things are dirty, but we have just grown accustomed to public is nasty.
We need to bring some clarity around or ensure that communities know that the water in LA is clean and safe to drink.
We just need a revamp of the entire system, so that people don't have those prejudices or those biases.
The state of a lot of our current drinking fountains are not in the greatest state, and I feel that that's because the people who use them don't speak up about the state of the drinking fountains. I think as a society we really need to be a little bit more vocal about the things that we want to see change.
There are times when, in fact, you need to think twice about what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're doing, because like with some of the water samples, maybe it's coming through a system that's not, up to par with standards that it should be.
Water is really a human right. We should not be paying for it. It should not be privatized. It should not be in a bottle. We should just have access to it everywhere we go outside.
Any final comments on the overall project?
I still wouldn't drink out of a water fountain after this. Not until things are changed. Because they are gross, and they're rusty, and they're dirty, and I think that's something that we should fix.